Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and the events of the show happened. I view a season of the show as a Fallout entry. And I literally was in the office and I screamed.
Many a tear has to fall.
Crazy things. Unnatural things.
In the game.
You've worked on the game so many times. Would you survive in a wasteland? What would you do? What would your techniques be?
Well, first you go for the antibiotics and the ammo. If you played the games, like, yeah.
Scavenge.
I don't know how long I'd survive, I gotta be honest. I would go join, like, the Brotherhood. They have the best toys. I would seek them out and, like, protection, yeah.
Do you want a suit of armor like they have?
Who doesn't? I want to be, like, who doesn't want to be Iron Man for a while?
But then you've got to scavenge the batteries, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're not always the best, but who is in the world of Fallout?
Kill a few death claws.
If I'd avoid them, yeah. I saw the one they built, you know, the one in season 2. It's a big. They built the Deathclaw puppet run by a few guys, animatronic. It's scary as hell.
See that Deathclaw come to life on the screen. You must feel so proud, right?
It's awesome, and the one thing I like is like learning, because it's TV and you're making 8 feature films every season almost, that you can take your time. And so like with the Deathclaw, making sure that as opposed to jamming it into season 1, making it a core element of season 2 and really treating it right was a treat. But yeah, seeing it come alive that way is incredible. The only other time I felt that way, it's totally different, is we did Fallout 4 VR. So put the VR headset on, like, oh, I'm in the world of Fallout. And we're like testing things. So you can type in like the development console, like, spawn a Deathclaw. And oh my God. Like,
Why'd
just,
you do that? Because like
and I literally was in the office and I like screamed. Because like, you're not ready for it. And this was similar, if not bigger than that moment, seeing it in real life.
We've heard plenty of times, you've worked very closely, the game side of things with the TV side of things. Some would argue not every game adaptation has done as well as Fallout. Just how important is that, like, connection there?
I mean, I think, look, our journey was unique. It was a 10-year journey, you know.
10 years?
From when I first asked, took my first meeting in 2009 on Fallout, and continued to have meetings. Like, oh, we should think about this. Do we want to have a movie or a TV show? And it wasn't until I met Jonah Nolan. I was a huge fan of his work, and he had done the Westworld TV show, and like, hey, do you want to have a chat about Fallout? And turned out he was a huge fan. He and I hit it off. We've become very close friends. And so I think it starts with having like great creative partnership and trust, where everybody involved like is on the same page and like how we want to treat it with this authenticity. So it has never been a thing where myself or the other people who work on the show with me, Isvan and Emil and the studio, other people, it's never been the case where we've had to like go and correct lots of stuff, right? We're more like working together to say, okay, what's the playpen for this one? Where are we going the next season? Where are we going? Where's the whole thing going? What do we want to introduce? How? And really, you know, working together on that. But I can't say enough about Graham and Geneva and Jonah and the writers and everybody involved. Just their love of it. We're not there with a red pen often.
Gaming fans are very passionate people,
Yeah,
as I'm sure you're well aware.
Well, yeah.
Games take a long lead time at the moment. Fallout 5, we don't know when that's coming out. Elder Scrolls as well, you work on. GTA 6, that's a meme. Do you think the TV show will help with those pressures for, I guess, fans who are waiting for more content from the world?
I mean, I view the TV show that way. We're still really actively developing Fallout 76, where you have the ghoul appear in it. So there's many more things in Fallout 6 for this season inspired with the TV show. For me, I view a season of the show as a Fallout entry. Totally get, like, people want more games. And I answer it by saying, I start with, like, when you press play on a new game, what are you thinking about? What do you already know? And I back up from that moment. So sometimes we'll just be quiet for a long time because I want that moment when you press play, that you're like, what is your mindset? So we kind of work toward that in terms of our marketing, how we talk about things, and I like them to be compressed. Yeah. So, but that means some periods of silence.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to develop.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I could sit here and talk about it for hours, but
I wish we had hours.
Well, I think it would ruin that moment, right? Yeah.
There's a lot of chatter about Fallout 5, and I obviously don't want to make it all about that, but will the TV show moving forward, I guess, affect... You've already said it's impacted 76, but, like, when people eventually get the new Fallout, will the TV show, I guess, have an impact on that world, if that makes sense?
In short, yes. Right? It has to, like, Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and the events of the show happened or are happening, right? So we are taking that into account.
And what's it like? We heard from season 1 that you had renewed interest in the games.
Huge, yeah.
Do you hope you're going to get loads of, I guess, Steam sales leading up to Christmas now season 2's out?
Well, look, I think a lot of people already own the stuff too, right? Fallout 4 is huge, 76 is huge now. It's just great to see everybody come back to it. And it's kind of like whether you want to play single player, like we see Fallout 4 is huge for that still, 10 years later. Fallout Shelter, 10 years later on mobile. And then 76, really, for the online and the communities there. That's a game. We just did our over 60 updates. I think it was our 64th with the current one. I might be off by 1 or 2. And 7 years in on that, it's just awesome community. And it's got this weird meta where the people who play 76 a lot are excited when new dwellers come out of the vault, and they're like welcoming them. So it's this like very nice wasteland, to be honest, which is interesting.
Speaking about the community, you've obviously had the gaming fans from, well, the first Fallout came out in 97. Very different. I tried playing it the other day. I couldn't get my head around it. But you've got also the TV fans now on the journey with you. Maybe not the hardcore gaming people that would go on Steam and spend hundreds of hours on Fallout 3 reading the consoles or whatever. That must be quite nice to have, I guess, more people along on that journey.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, having it be a lens into Fallout, there's still so many people that just won't play a game. There's still some friction in terms of, do you have a system? How do you get on? You got to often download it. And I think that's getting better, and the industry needs that, where anyone can say, I just want to play this. But there's still a lot, they just won't. They're intimidated, whatever, the friction I talked about. But they still get to experience Fallout, right? And I think that's really, really important because they're kind of like equal fans of the world in a lot of ways now, if that makes sense. Yeah.
And I guess it's important from your point of view that the TV show is so true. Like, you've kept the gore in. It just feels like, I was watching the show as the premiere yesterday. You could see, I guess, when they scan the different targets, when Lucy was attacking different body parts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Yeah.
Which is what keeps
And
it.
then that one's tricky, right? Where you do like a VATS thing. Like, well, is it like a UI element? Is it real? And we've kind of walked that line in the games. And you got to be careful about how you present it in the show. Because if you haven't played the games, how does it, right?
It'd be a bit weird if it was on TV, I guess.
Yeah. So I think we pulled it off well.